The western barn owl is a master of the night, a silent predator of the open fields. Every movement is calculated, every sense tuned to the subtle vibrations of the darkness. To survive here, the owl must remain invisible, using specialized feathers to dampen all sound. Its heart-shaped face acts like a satellite dish, funneling even the faintest sounds to its ears. Across the farmland, the hunt continues, a relentless search for the energy needed to endure. A single mistake by the prey is enough to trigger a lethal response from above. Success is never guaranteed, and even the most skilled hunter faces the sting of failure. The owl reset its focus, drifting across the landscape like a ghostly shadow in the night. With its head rotating nearly 270 degrees, it scans the acoustic horizon. Beneath the leaves, a rodent stirs, its tiny movements echoing like thunder to the owl. The transition from listening to action is instantaneous, a lethal drive born of pure instinct. The hunt is a game of geometry, where the owl calculates every angle of the escape. Speed and silence are its greatest weapons, but the prey is equally desperate to live. A missed strike costs precious energy, a resource that is scarce in the cold night. Patience is as important as speed, and the hunter is prepared to wait for hours. The owl locks on to a new signal, isolating the sound from the background noise. This time, there is no escape, as the predator closes the distance in a heartbeat. A successful catch ensures survival for another day, the cycle of nature continuing its path. Carrying the prize, the owl seeks the safety of the trees to begin its meal. Feeding is a quiet affair, a moment of reprieve after the high-stakes drama of the hunt. Maintaining its feathers is crucial for the silence required in its next hunting flight. In the wild, even the predator must be wary of what lurks in the shadows. Competition for prey is fierce, and the owl must defend its territory against others. Discretion is often the better part of survival for this specialist of the night. Back in the open fields, the hunt begins anew, guided by ancient biological blueprints. The hovering flight allows for a final acoustic check before the decisive strike. Every hunt is a gamble, and the stakes are life and death for both parties. The boundaries between field and forest are rich with opportunity for a clever hunter. Sound is the primary map the owl uses to navigate this invisible world. Asymmetrical ears provide a three-dimensional view of sound, pinpointing prey with incredible accuracy. The launch is explosive, yet nearly silent to the ears of the unsuspecting victim. Agility in flight allows the owl to match the desperate maneuvers of its prey. Dense cover is the prey's only hope, a barrier against the talons from above. Stillness is a weapon, as the owl blends into the darkness to observe. Even a whisper of sound becomes a beacon for this elite avian predator. Low-altitude flight minimizes the time the prey has to react before the strike. In the final moment, instincts take over, a culmination of millions of years of evolution. The hunt is a continuous cycle of search and strike, a biological imperative. Precision is key, as the owl must anticipate where its target will be. By shifting its vertical perspective, the owl clarifies the origin of the sound. Preparation is brief, as the window of opportunity closes with every passing second. The acceleration is rapid, a blur of buff and gray against the night sky. Mid-air corrections are made with a twitch of the feathers, a testament to its skill. Even the elite miss, but the owl is a persistent hunter, driven by hunger. Rest is momentary, a brief pause before the search for food begins again. The forest edge offers a different set of challenges and a new potential meal. Close-range strikes are the most effective, leaving the prey no time to escape. Victory in the grass, as the owl secures the energy it needs for survival. The return journey is weighted with success, a heavy but welcome burden to carry. Hidden from the world, the owl can finally process its hard-earned reward. The meal is quick, efficient, and essential for maintaining the owl's high metabolism. Even while eating, the hunter remains vigilant, ears scanning the surrounding darkness. Mastering the three-dimensional maze of the trees is a requirement for this nocturnal predator. As the night begins to fade, the activity in the fields reaches a final peak. One last strike before the sun rises, a final opportunity to secure more food. The swift escape meets the precision of the owl in a dramatic encounter. The first light of dawn marks the end of the hunter's shift in the fields. A final acoustic scan of the landscape before the world wakes up around it. Even in the dim morning light, its senses remain as sharp as ever. One final glide across the dewy grass, a phantom moving through the morning mist. Silent flight remains its greatest advantage, even as the day begins to break. The strike is clean, the result of a night spent perfecting its craft. Success is secured, a fitting end to a long and arduous night of work. A final meal before the long rest, replenishing the energy spent under the moon. Retiring to the shadows, the owl becomes nearly invisible against the bark of the trees. The hunt is over, but the landscape remains, ready for the cycle to begin again. Daylight is a time for recovery, a period of quiet in the life of a hunter. As the sun sets, the master of the night prepares for its next shift. The first sound of the night is detected, and the hunt begins once more. A ghost in the grass, the owl remains the ultimate silent predator of the darkness.